Hello and welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Captain Kibs, signing on today with a little bit of an update video as to what's going on. So, things have been taking a turn for, some could say, troubled times, rough times, you know how it goes. I do have some bad news, and this bad news correlates with, let's just say the coronavirus is actually related. And I generally try to keep this shit, completely free of the channel, but unfortunately, it's spoiled to a point where I can no longer do that. So I do need to tell you guys, because I want to be honest, that this is going to affect content production now. The reason for that is that we are a small vendor for a large corporation, and quite a few corporations actually. Unfortunately, some of our bigger clients, times have gotten rough, and there has been some things that have popped up. Now we're not out of a job technically, but we will have to work harder. We'll have to work more, a lot more. 70 plus hours a week, which is 7 days a week, so that's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be very stressful. Um, Rather than voluntary. Even though I was doing it semi-voluntarily earlier, it's like it's not. Don't worry too much. Um, I was doing it semi-voluntarily earlier because I kind of had a suspicion this would come if this virus persisted. And unfortunately, well, it's not really the virus. It's more like the economics that are taking place, which is affecting this. A lot of other vendors are getting shafted too. So, and it's again not the fault of the company. It's just money is shriveling up, so to speak. And so what's going to happen here is we're going to cut content production quite a bit, at least from my end. Purely because it's going to take me longer to produce content, quite a bit, and streams will be cut, unfortunately, a little bit too, especially till much later in the day. I have to redouble my efforts, even more so than we already were, into the work we're doing to try to make sure the people in positions of power understand that we're a dedicated and very valuable asset. Um, this is just, how it works. It sucks, yeah. But 70 plus hours ain't that bad. What might also happen because of that is we might not only work 70 plus hours, and it's not just me, there's other people too. We might end up having to be cut on pay as well, which will be fun. Now, people in positions of power within our vendor company, so to speak, will be doing that before, but it's an interesting time. Let's just say that much, and I hope you all are doing well and safe at the very least. So what does that mean besides content cutting? In terms of just time, well, it just means that we won't get to work on videos as much. We won't get to do streams as much, purely because we can't afford it. It has become an economical imperative that that we don't start hemorrhaging vendors, or not vendors, sorry, clients, because it'll only take a few clients for everything to shrivel up, so to speak. And once things shrivel up, things will go from concerning bad to extremely bad. And when that happens, that means there will be no content for a while, because I have to take care of some work things. It doesn't mean I will be disappearing. I mean, you don't really need to worry. It's not really particularly your problem. But I figured I would just keep you appraised as to why I'm going kind of quiet for a bit. I will continue to do my best to push out content. And despite these work hours, we will maintain the course as much as possible in terms of community events and things like that. Now, for those of you who are interested in the Mixers project and the indie team we're working on, the donations we've received have been absolutely essential now more than ever. So, for those of you who are supporting us, we extend our thanks as much as possible, but we will be cutting expenditures on that as well temporarily. I will still be going into it. I'm not going to leave our artists out to dry, because they do rely on this income. But it's gonna get very, very interesting if this does not correct itself soon. Because I'm not sure how long I can maintain this. I think I can go a few months working at full steam, but there's gonna come a point when I'm gonna fall over dead. But besides that, we have to maintain a steady course, and so I'm not sure if that's gonna affect too much of that. It's a shame, too. So I got the stuff squared away for the Trump buck, so to speak, like the tax relief stuff. That's gonna be super helpful. Well, it was gonna be super helpful for the art assets, and I think it still will be. But I will have to reduce the amount of concept art commissioned um, by quite a bit to one commission per artist instead of multiple, at least for the foreseeable future until things stabilize. Things are interesting, I will say that much. Concerning? Yes. Am I worried? Sure. But at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, hey man, shit happens. If things fall apart, don't you worry. We do have a backup contingency plan should that happen. But it is the quote unquote life support situation. In the sense that things will be kind of just hovering along. So we need to shine. This is our finest hour for our vendor, not for a vendor, but as a vendor and a tiny little company. This is our finest hour, so we're gonna have to go all in. We're gonna have to fire all guns, and we're gonna have to hope and pray that corporate senpai will see us being worthy. So it's just kind of like very. It sounds noble, doesn't it? But it really isn't. The work we do is so tedious, but it's very, very heavy. So we'll be tripling our efforts on that front. And I hope to God, even though I don't believe in a God, that everything turns out okay, because, well, it would really suck if we lost that. At the very least, I don't want people to go like, oh no, if this doesn't pan out, if things fall apart, you're fucked. No. I've got family, I've got places to go. Just it would definitely be a setback of unseen proportions, assuming I couldn't find another gig or job like this. If this actually shriveled up and died because of this, it would suck. It would be horrible. But you know what? You fall down, it's gonna happen. We're gonna fall down again. And I've already told myself that ages ago, like, hey man, while this gig is going, like, let's do as much as we can with it. And we've done a damn fine job. We've pushed really far. But a lot of work remains to be done. So even if this falls apart, even if this shit doesn't, work out, that doesn't mean we stop working. It just means we have to find a new job. We got to pay the artists still. We got to figure out how to get them their money. And we'll redouble our efforts. No, we'll have to triple our efforts. But there are other jobs out there. There are other work opportunities, and I am a very skilled worker. I take pride in my work, and I have no doubt that I will easily climb the ladder again if I do fall down. I'm not even worried about that. Fuck it. I will destroy that ladder, I swear. But yeah, it does suck. The contingency plan is very, very iffy at best. However, again, I do have to. Also, the other reason why I make this video is because of the recent donations we got from some of the newer people who have joined us. Without those, we couldn't maintain the course for as long as we could have. Let's just say that much. In terms of how much work we've been doing, so. It's amazing the work that our indie team has done. We will continue to do more work. The game is just chugging along, but not sure how long I can shoulder the economical burden, though. For the longest time, I was like, hell yeah, I can carry this whole thing the whole way, but then the coronavirus happened, It's just one of those things where it's like, god damn, you're kind of worried, you're kind of nervous, but god damn. Of course, it happens right when you expand the team, because everything always happens that way. Things are going swimmingly, though, on that front, by the way. So, enough doom and gloom, right? Enough sad talk. Let's talk about the good shit, right? There's a lot of good shit, and there's always good shit even when there's bad shit. So, good shit. Game development wise, excellent amount of progress. Insane. The amount of characters we've gotten is incredible. There will be a new post of character concept art coming sooner. Again, we've definitely switched the doctrine for all art, by the way, because I know times are tough for all of you. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to donate to us and stuff like that, because it's not your problem. That's something I'll take care of. And so what we'll be doing now for our new policy, in terms of concept art that we do get done, which again it will slow down slightly, so I apologize for that. But I will do my best. I will work harder to ensure that we get more. I will just have to redouble my efforts. But you can all, like, from now on, it will be posted completely free, including the animations and stuff like that. Anything that isn't core character, or not core, sorry, even anything that isn't super story heavy, as in like reveal wise, like there's a lot of art, like right now, that we're doing that I cannot show you, and I apologize for that. But unfortunately, any art that is produced outside of Chapter 1 coincides within that doctrine. Heavily. If it is not just simple culture and civilization based, if it's story related, like story related characters or monsters, things like that, like I just can't show it to you, because if we show that to you, I think it'll ruin the magic. So I apologize why that's seemingly slowed. There will come a point which Chapter 1 art assets will be done, and then that means we won't be able to show anything anymore, because it's a quintessential, in my opinion, that everything is extremely reclusive for that. But we have a long way to go, so don't worry. Art is done fantastic. We have some fantastic artists on our team. We got Sato, new animator. We have Cash leading the animations. Fantastic work. Sala, concept artist, pulling out some serious amazing characters. Sandro working on some environments. Yeah. There's more. Carlos. Fantastic artwork as well. Reneraid, fantastic. Jake, fantastic. They're all good lads. Look how big our team is sometimes. Oh man. We have to work more. So, yeah, as soon as this video is done, it's back to the grind for another 10 hours. So, either way, I just wanted to keep you guys appraised why content production is slowed down. I will try to maintain streams as much as possible, but things are gonna get weird for a while. Hopefully this quarantine ends soon, because the longer this persists, the worse things are gonna get economically. At this point, I'm not even sure if I just prefer the cough. Take the cough over this economic downturn, like, in a heartbeat. Like, things are just, why? Oh, it's just, we could go on about why. There's other great things. Let's talk about those. On the plus side, interesting developments have happened lately. The other day, I actually met Count Dankula, and played with Sargon and Arch and Alldog and Pete in Bannerlord, Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2. And that was interesting. That was very fun. Like, we did that, and that was cool. Never met those people. Well, never met specifically Count Dankula, but it's interesting to see those YouTube personas, and when you meet them, they turn out to be cool people. That's always nice. It's refreshing. When I first got into YouTube, that wasn't always the case. There was always I always like to, how I view it is, YouTubers who are, they don't really feel real. I don't know. Like, you'll see them in acting, and then you'll meet them, and you'll be like, that's not the same person. One's a script, one's a person, that was always weird, but it's always more fascinating to me when you find the ones that are genuine. Those are the rare gems. Those are the ones that are gonna go places. But either or, that was just an interesting thing that happened. What else fun stuff? PlanetSide 2 community event went incredibly well. this weekend will be Kane's Wrath, and so I encourage you all to join us for that, and again, participate in community events. Even if you're not particularly interested, you can always just come on by and hang out. Know that you're not alone, okay? Like, our server's always welcome, doors open. Come in there, make some friends, look at the bright side of life. There's a lot of good things going on. Even in these tumultuous times, um, you're not alone. Just come on over and say hi. Lot of good people on the Conclave. A lot of good people. Another good thing, content-wise, is art assets are amazing. Some of the stuff we have is fantastic. Fantastic artists, though, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. They're my inspiration. My team is, actually. Without those guys, I honestly don't know how I could do it, if I could be completely honest with you. Like, chasing that dream, getting that game mixers done, like, fuck. Doing it alone for so long was something I'd never want to go back to. And that's why, you know what, I don't really care if I have to work 70, 80, 100 hours, because I'd gladly do it for those guys. Because I'm all in, You know them, they're like a family to you. They're all good people. And so it's a little bit of extra work here and there just to carry the burden. Like, we're all it's not like they're, not doing hard work, because they are. That just means that I just got to carry my load of that burden as well. And I also thank Tyler as well, because Tyler's also been chipping in financially into the project, which can't thank him enough. Best friend, this has been our dream since, elementary. Like, we've been chasing after this for a long time. And again, it's just a video game, It's just one of those things where it's like, no matter how tough things get, no matter how shit things get, we will continue to work away on that, because the game supersedes, that, if that makes sense. It supersedes the gloom and the doom, because the game's not about it. That's the beautiful thing. At least to me, when you work on it, it's like I bet you could equate it to like your own hobbies, definitely, because it is kind of like a hobby in a way. It's like you work so much on it, you grow to love the project you work on. You grow to love the people you work with, and they become your family. And so you're willing to do whatever it takes to make that family, stick. And a little bit of sacrifice here and there. It's just what any family would do. That's what any family would do. But, on the bright side, another good bit of news, Mass Effect. Yeah, that's right. We're still recording that, and more episodes coming soon. Very, very, very much. We might have to switch over to recording. Don't worry, Kibs has been thinking, he's been planning, you're like, on how to cover content. The streams are going to suffer, though, because the times are going to be fucked. But, at the very least, when it comes to pre-recorded content, I can record that at like 10, 1 a.m. like we did last night. Get, 6, maybe 7 hours sleep if we're lucky, and we'll still have content, which is good. Very nice. Besides that, though, that kind of wraps up everything. Don't forget about the community event. Next weekend is Team Fortress 2. Community events do not stop, regardless of me, by the way. I have various people in place to ensure that the community events will go on, even if I am late now, because I will be late, and I apologize for that, because I have to work so late. But I will be there. Mark my words. Special thank you to Fairman and our moderation team for carrying us so far. Without those guys, couldn't have done it without you either. You're the unsung heroes of the Astrian Conclave. The moderation team, much respect. Passionate, good, dedicated lads who work very, very hard to make the server a great place. Without them, things would fall apart. They are the unsung heroes, and they deserve a salute. So, thank you to the moderation team as well for keeping it together. Without you guys, these events, would be so much more difficult to manage. But thankfully, because they're there, it's great. And special kudos to Fairman for, picking up the slack when I'm late on the community events. Remember, if Kibs isn't there to carry on without me. I'll be not too far behind you. Don't worry. I'm right behind you guys all the way. Just keep going. Don't look back. I'll just waddle my fat ass up there. Just takes me a hot minute, okay? But besides that, that kind of concludes all the good news, I think. I think there's some more. Am I missing anything? This is kind of impromptu because we just got that letter from the CFO, and I just got it. We got it late last night, and I've just been lost deep in thought about that. So I was a little bit scatterbrained here trying to organize my thoughts. So I apologize for that. I would have written a bullet point done, but once this video is done, it's back to the grind. Yeah, that's kind of it. Oh man. You're Kibs, you're not telling people any truths, but like, here's one thing. Fuck. The game we're working on. It's so far away from an actual playable prototype build. To show even. So much work. We've come so far though. Wanted to be so much closer than what we are now. Just means we have to work harder. We'll get there. We'll get there. God, I know I'm missing something. I'm procrastinating here. Something I could tell you guys. Something update related that is just missing. Oh yeah, don't forget to join the Discord, but that's not it. Content, work related stuff. We got that out of the way. Game development. I mean, those are the three big things for me. It's work, game development, community management / YouTube. I don't know, really. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, well, I forgot. It's because I'm retarded. I'll probably remember later, and if I do, I'll type it in the comments. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a fantastic week, and stay safe out there. I know these times are tough. You know, be sure to save. Don't be like Kibs and spending money on a game in terms of development, even though things are getting tough. But, you know. No one ever said Kibs was particularly smart. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have yourself a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video, which will actually be coming very, very soon. So, until then, bye-bye.